Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 5th to the 11th of June 2017. We begin the week with Mars moving into Cancer, and Cancer rules the hearth and the home. It's our emotional senses, it's our feelings, and it's also a sense of security and feeling protected. It's very important during this phase to go inwards and to find our own sense of empowerment rather than being drawn out into scenarios of fear and insecurity. So Mars in Cancer there, also on a day with Venus conjunct Uranus, so some surprising events may be taking place as well. But go inwards, stay centred, and feel that Mars, the inner spiritual warrior, as a sense of security and as a sense of empowerment over our emotions, and don't get drawn into any issues of fear. Venus moves into Taurus in the middle of the week, so Venus goes from Aries to Taurus, and we've had a long retrograde with Mercury and Venus both active this week, and those retrogrades are coming to an end now. The shadow period is ending and we're starting to see the point of it all, the meaning of it all, the message of it all. So we've been connecting deeply since the beginning of February, but now we can settle in the heart as Venus moves from Aries, which is very fiery energy, into Taurus, which gives us a sense of strength. There's a sense of strength, and again it's in the heart, but it's our values and how we're creating our reality. That's a very beautiful combination because Venus does actually belong in Taurus. So centering in our values, centering in our worth, and putting our plans into action now the retrogrades have completed. Then on Tuesday we have Mercury going into Gemini, and this is a very quick energy, and also Mercury belongs in Gemini, so we've got two planets returning home. So Mercury's been retrograding in Taurus and now going into Gemini, which is very quick, sending the mind racing. So a lovely balance there with the quick-witted Gemini-Mercury combination and the deep-hearted Venus in Taurus combination. Can we bring both of those into alignment? Can we harness the both of them? Let the Taurus heart lead. Consider what we value and what we want to put our energy into and what we want to produce, and then give the mind the job to do of figuring out how and communicating and making that happen. So a very magical combination there with Mercury in Gemini and Venus in Taurus. In a way, Mercury in Gemini brings out the singer and the poet and the inspiration in us, and Venus in Taurus brings out the dancer, the rhythm in us. So singing and dancing, both very healing modalities, both raising our vibration, both free and joyful, and there does feel to be a very calm and enjoyable aspect if we can embrace both of those and just dance in the moment. Like I say, if we can harness Mercury in Gemini and then act upon it with Venus in Taurus, coming from the Taurian values in the first place, then we really are in a magical space where we're using our imagination, we're using our passion, and then we're bringing that and manifesting that into reality. It's unsure at the moment whether in the UK there will be an election on Friday the 9th, but it's a very powerful week politically. So there's supposed to be an election on June the 8th, and then the results delivered on June the 9th. June the 9th is a full moon in Sagittarius. And the full moon in Sagittarius sits right next to Saturn retrograde, so very interesting combination there. So it's worth reflecting on what is power, what is government, what is authority, and taking that very much inwards, because we are encouraged over and over again to give our power away, to put others in charge of our lives. But this full moon does seem to be calling us to reflect upon how simple life could be if everybody was self-responsible and self-governing and their own authority of their lives. So very interesting day there on Friday the 9th as we have the full moon in Sagittarius. This also comes at the time when Jupiter is turning direct, so a lot going on this week. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Jupiter is our authority, our sovereignty, our majesty. So this turnaround is very, very slow. As Jupiter turns direct, it's going to take the whole of June to actually come into effect. But for now, the weekend of the 10th and 11th of June and even the end of this week going into the weekend is all about reconnecting with our power, learning how not to give our power away, how not to get drawn out, and how to be self-supporting, self-sustaining, self-nourishing there with Venus in Taurus, masters of our mind with Mercury in Gemini, and to really focus on what we're thinking and what we're saying and what we're doing and what we're creating as a result. As this is another completion of the retrograde story since early February, Jupiter was also in the mix going retrograde. So we have everything going forwards now, 2 planets going home and Jupiter turning direct at the time of the full moon in Sagittarius. So it's very, very important this week to just concentrate on those words: sovereignty, empowerment, and reflect on any adjustments that you need to make in order that you're not giving your power away, but you're actually embracing everything that's happened during these very important and very powerful retrograde phases. Take it inwards, own it, make the necessary recalibrations, and then small steps will lead to big results as we walk through the rest of the month of June. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like to align with your chart and have a look at where this energy is happening for you, I'm available one-to-one or over Skype for birth chart and forecast readings. You can have a combination in a reading. You don't have to pick one or the other. You can actually let me know what it is that you want, and we'll go into those areas during the time given. Readings can be half an hour or an hour and include an MP3 for you to keep and free tarot as well. I also have a couple of monthly meetups. I have a new astrology club, I have a tarot club, and I do a tree walk once a month on Hampstead Heath. I also have other resources for those that want to study on their own. I have a series of online courses, a private membership group on Facebook, and Zodiac packs with information, esoteric and surrounding information on the soul essence of each of the zodiac signs. So please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com, if you're interested in any of those.